With today's Road to Glory, it's just going to be a little bit different. I want to go as a blue chip, not too much of a 5-star, but a little bit of a 4-star. Let's see what a little chip on my shoulder could do. But man, I wanted to make him a little quick, a little small, little Tyreek Hill kind of build is what I was looking for. But hey, man, we're going to go as a deep threat wide receiver. And man, just look at those fundamentals that he has and the abilities. And I mean, hey, he's 5'8", 195, ready to play some football and ready to run through some things, juking and weaving and getting past you and going for 6. But absolutely, to pick the college that he wanted to go to, out of all of these colleges, his dream school has always been Clemson. But he's going to be on that bench is what they said. So let's get to work. So with our first week being a bye week and being wide receiver number 6, man, it was time to go to practice to prove myself, to show coach why I need to move up that depth chart. But man, catching that ball, oh man, I spin move and made him fall on the ground. That's how you want to do it. But man, running an out route and cutting it back up for the first TD in practice, I was absolutely going insane out there. Look at that toe tap. No, they didn't absolutely let me catch it, but I was just barely moving up that depth chart. I had a far way to go. But my teammate said he tends to sleep over his alarm. And you know, I'm the type of player that's going to be a good friend, man. I agree, man. I'll help you wake up. Yeah, I helped them wake up. Yeah, you could call me what you want to, but hey, I'm that teammate that's going to take it with respect. But man, as we went our first game, 41-21, I didn't even touch that field, but going into the next practice, man, I'm just here to win my respect. But as you can see, I'm trying to route this dude up, but man, he was clamping me down. So guess what? I had it over here. I said, I got him, coach. But man, I just wasn't in my square, but I put it on his head top for sure. I got bronze. That wasn't pretty much nothing. So going into our next game, man, I got tired of sitting on that bench, man. I'm just watching the game at this point. Hey, and look at that, man. We going win another game by 3. But hey, Peanut, we're going to a party off campus this week. You want to join? Do you have that lab? And I said, with all due respect, man, I'm going to stay in them books and stay in class, man. I'm trying to get on that field. They worried about the wrong things. But going into our next game, I finally touched that field, and I'm out there blocking for my teammates as they go in for 6. And man, I'm just excited to be out there. But man, we're already up 56-17, so you know how they throw them little trash players in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's what's kind of going on right here. And I pushed them in the back and got a penalty. That's not something I'm supposed to be doing when coach is giving me a chance. But on 3rd and 2, I had him beat inside, catch that ball for a first down and a little bit more. We were going to win 56-20. And if you know Peanut Badookie out of the whole family tree, this is the smartest one. He always stayed on top of his books and leadership. But man, we absolutely got invited to the bowl game throughout the whole season. I still didn't touch the field how I wanted to. So man, it was time that I put matters in my own hands and go do what's best for me. So I said, I am going to transfer to Coastal Carolina, somewhere that I would be number 2 on the depth chart and I could get some playing time. And year 2, new team, time to get that field a little bit more and spin move. Starting it off early, you will hit it outside and man, get your butt off of me, boy. I'm a grown man. I might be short, but like I said, I'm a grown man, boy. But man, routed him up for my first career touchdown ever. Oh man, Peanut Badookie was absolutely starting off very intense. As we were up 7-3, he catches it across that middle and stiff arms him a little bit and gets a little bit more. But on 2nd and 10, he could run a mini post and man, get his 2nd touchdown of his season. And guess what? He's going to get another one. He wasn't playing with his DB. Boom, as he can absolutely lay out on blocking. I mean, absolutely. We made sure something about all of these Badookies. We made sure we're all strong in the weight room at 5 years old. But man, he absolutely ends the game off with 3 total TDs. They're having a beautiful ball out game. First game in a new team, man. Coach said you can already challenge that number 1 receiver. I feel like you can do it, and I know I can do it as well. Catching that ball, it was strapping me up a little bit. I don't know. Look at that. I mean, it's 5 versus 1, but I'm still catching that ball as I will catch it again and hurdle up. Yeah, I want it all, but that was the first drill I won. Oh man, juking and weaving. I got to go get all of these points. I already got 800. Boom. That's 1,200. And man, I got one more. Let's get another 200. Let's get one more 200 weaving. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. Yes, sir. Dive 4-6, and we win that one as well. And this one doesn't matter. We already won 2. So man, if we don't win this one, guess what? We still won, buddy, as we didn't. But hey, battle 1. I'm the number 1 wide receiver. From sitting so long on his freshman year, sophomore year, he finally got that starting position. And man, he absolutely threw school out the window and everything out the window. It was completely football for him. So he absolutely is going to focus on football. We have no more practices. We're going to be playing straight games. He said, forget practice, forget school. I want to come out here and just play games. I mean, that's what everybody wants to do. But Peanut Badookie, I hope that doesn't hurt you in the long run. But hey, man, we're going to see where it gets us. But let's get it in our first game starting against East Carolina. Oh, man, it's already 35-7. I got him beat on his post route, and he could, and he would take that thing all the way to the crib and stop and say, put it on the ground and say, this is my house. Yes, sir. This your house, Peanut. Yo, little, yeah, I call him, oh, my fault, fellas. I call him Peanut because of the dome head he has. He is a peanut head, so hey, man, why not? Peanut Badookie. But we going to win the game 70-31. We put a stamp on that, man. He gets Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Week. That's amazing. Going into our next game against UTSA, man, I stepped out of bounds, and I didn't really think the referees was going to see it. But, man, I caught that ball, broke by 2-3 tackles, and ball got loose. And, man, the referee just had to be lame. He seen that said illegal touches, so I said, you know what? I got to get him back. I hit him with a little inside route, caught that ball bang, man. I got put down, but, hey, I'm going to get that ball. I ran a little post route. I said, I'm going to go get it again. And man, I got kind of boomed. No, I didn't even catch the darn ball. Man, I thought I had a hold of that thing. But man, throwing it again, why would the QB even throw something like that? Because this number 43 is gone. I don't think we're going to catch him. But man, Peanut is absolutely hauling it, trying to, but my teammate will get him. But on 3rd and 10, an out route is always the best route. I high stepped on that fool because I said, son, you're not on my level. We're running a post route and hurtling over him and getting hit. Oh man, that was beautiful. But man, oh yeah, I don't know what route that was, but man, he's going to get missing as he hit that left side, running like Tyreek Hill out there. This man is not playing, but running a slant route and looking like he fumbled the ball. He has to get it together, man. It's 35-0. We're absolutely getting spanked. On 3rd and 7, oh man, he tried to go get it, but guess what? It bounced to my teammate and he will get it for 6. But I catch that ball juking. Man, he lucky I stepped out of bounds there. I didn't step out of bounds that time, and they didn't. Touchdown. And we were going to lose 35-24. Heartbreaking loss. But how in the world does Peanut get player of the game and we lost? He absolutely ends the game off with 2 total TDs. Going into our next game against Southern Mississippi, I ran a deep post route because the safety was just dropping back in the deep blues like, yeah, muscle up because what are you doing? But on 2nd and 9, I ran another post. I said, I'm just going to eat y'all boys alive. Hey, yo, I didn't mean it like that. But I mean absolutely on that football field, toe tapping and absolutely saying, I'm going to go score. But on 3rd and going across that middle again, he didn't throw me the ball. I don't know why. The middle's open the whole time, QB. Throw me the ball. But absolutely going for 6. And just look how I dragged those feet in, man. They call me Tony Toe Tapper. I might just be better than Antonio Brown, but hey, I don't have CT. Going into the next play, on 1st and 10, I ran a corner out and caught the ball, and I was out of bounds. But on 2nd and 10, he threw another one. But why didn't you just wait, man? All I ran was a streak. He picked that off easily. I mean, that's the easiest route to pick. But absolutely catching another one. We going to win 33-30. He's the game off with 2 total TDs. Going into our next game against Marshall, they didn't think I knew what they was running. They was running Tampa 2. Cover 2, that means you put a DB in a soft squat. That's absolutely what they did. But man, I ran a corner route, caught that ball, and absolutely got pushed out of bounds. But on 2nd and I will catch another one. And this time I'm going in for 6 and shooting at 5. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely ran a slant route and caught that ball. Oh man, I broke 2 tackles, and that one man just had to be lame and come and tackle me. He could have let me go for 6, but man, QB, what are you doing? You should have been through the ball when I was open. He threw it and it went to the stands, but I get flipped. But on 4th and 1, I said I gotta go get that touchdown. Guess what? The ball didn't get thrown my way. We turn over downs. On 3rd and 1, I'm wide open. He finally throw me the rock, and then I get hit and drop it. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely was trying to kill them with the little slant routes because I mean their defense was vulnerable to have that inside wide open. But on 2nd and 10, I said this time I'm gonna take his top off, catch it on his head, break a tackle, and with the speed that I had, his number 0 was coming. He said who's gonna be better? I said I am, but he absolutely caught me and brought me down. But on 3rd and 7, I had another out route, catch that ball for a 6. And on 2nd and 10, it's now 28-7. I catch another one, spin move. Oh man, I got boomed. But on 3rd and 5, man, I could run another post route. And I told y'all boys that middle's gonna be open every time, but I will fumble the ball. My teammate pick it up, catch another TD, and boomed him and told that ball, put it on your head top and muscle up. We going to win 45-7. He ends the game off with 4 total TDs. Going into our next game against James Madison. These are bums. But absolutely, on 1st and 4, I tried to put it on his head top because that's how I was feeling. It was one of those days. We're running a post route. No one was there. I think they were in cover 0 trying to send a blitz, but man, I'm going to take the top off every time and take it for a 6. And man, I am the king. Yeah, I'm better than LeBron. But on 1st and 10, man, look at that. Put it on his head top. Oh man, I put it on his head top, and this time I might just be gone, but they all rallied the ball. I got down to the goal line, ran an out route, and man, he didn't throw the ball, so I stayed patient. He threw it. I caught it and absolutely possession catched it. But on 1st and I was absolutely in the back of the end zone. Apparently, I stepped out of bounds, so guess what? That got called back, so I said I'm going to do it again, and I did it. Oh man, I said, where y'all at now to call the penalty? But we went 42-23. He gets player of the game with 4 total TDs, and man, my GPA is kind of dry. dropping. I told you he didn't care about school anymore, but hey, it is what it is. But going into our next game against App State, man, they had one of the best stadiums, and I boomed him early on in the game. I said, you're going to have a long game with me, buddy, but running a beautiful route, man, I don't even know how I caught that rock, but I told them boys I might be short, but you better muscle up. I'm going to tell you that every day. But man, the ball was absolutely misthrown, but I tried to catch it, but when on 1st and 10, we catch that ball, he gets boomed. But on 1st and goal, I come around with a slant route, and I absolutely catch the ball in there. Yeah, I'm not going to play. It's time to turn it up just a little bit. On 2nd and 2, he could, and he would hit that outside stiff arm, but he gets brought down. But on 1st and 10, absolutely, guess what? Touchdown. Yes, sir. It's 28-3, and I'm absolutely out there beaming him. That's a double pancakey. Oh, man. But that's 42-3. We're going to win. He gets player of the game with 3 total TDs. Into our next game against Georgia State. Oh, man. I ran a zigzag. That's what we call those. Oh, yeah. That's what kind of route that is. That's what I call that kind of route there. That is you don't know what it is. Yeah, that's what you call that, my brother. You don't know what that is. You don't know what am I talking about, fellas? But on 2nd and 4, absolutely run a corner route, and man, he will absolutely go for 6. But on 2nd and 9, I can hit him with a oh man, catch that ball, and boy, I about got loose. Why did I spin move? I had to straightaway to the end zone. That was on me. But it's 17-7, and man, he throws it to my teammate. He would go in and score, and man, I didn't have a so great game, but I didn't get him off with absolutely 1 total TD, and we win the game. Going into our next game against South Alabama on 1st and 10, I had to outright early. That's how you eat them up. When they just back up like that, that's how you eat them up. But man, I absolutely ran a post too, but it got intercepted. I was talking a little too much. I said, eat them up, and them boys said they coming with it every time. I try to get that ball. They absolutely tackled me, but guess what? On 3rd and 19, I try to catch another one, and I don't know why the QB's just throwing it to him. It's like backyard football for them. They're just catching the ball like, thank you. He's absolutely throwing it to him again. That's his 3rd interception of the game. Like, what are you doing? QB's 13-0. What are we doing? But it's 19-0. I said, I ain't gonna give up. I'm gonna go score. Peanut Badookie gonna give it all he got. Hey, man, even though we lost, he gonna give it all he got. We lose 19-7, but guess what? He absolutely ends the game off with 1 total TD. On into our next game against Georgia Southern on 2nd and 18. Oh, man, I will break a tackle, but guess what? Them Georgia Southern boys was absolutely rounding the ball. I'm not gonna lie, I got hurt after I got back up after that one. They smushed me. But on 3rd and 22, man, he intercepts that ball and tried to go back for a 6. But on 3rd and 10, I said, we can't lose another game, man. It's 3-0. We got to get to that conference championship game and absolutely go to the national championship and win it all in the playoffs. But man, he absolutely could break loose, but they're just not trying to let me get away this game. But look at that. This quarterback has been off the market for the last game. In this game right here, he absolutely said he was taking this one back. Absolutely for 6, and he did. But 19-0, man, we have to get something shaking. I catch the ball on the sideline. I said, okay, 2nd and 10. Let's give me the ball. Yes, sir. Toe tapper, let's go. 2nd and 10, let me get that ball again. Oh, yes, sir. We going in for 6. I don't care. Even though we may lose, I'm still going to get mine. But with another tragic loss, we lose 19-7, and he ends the game off with 1 total TD. He's been getting shut down. And after losing 2 games, it was time that we get back on our hot streak. And I said, throw me the ball. I'm going to call for it about 10 million times, and you still not going to throw it. But I was fired up to get the game started, and man, I hit him with a crazy route outside, came back to it and said, I don't care what I have to do, but we're not going to lose this game. I don't care if I got to go to the ball. I got to absolutely maul somebody to get that ball. That ball's going to be a magnet to my hands. As you can see, I catch it for a touchdown, but it's 14 up, and these boys think they can stick us, so I said, I'm just going to beat you with the speed. 34. Who wears 34 at DB? You are absolutely trash. I can't believe that. But man, I catch another streak route, and I'm just gone all the way for 6 and on 6. Man, hold on. Whoa. I get subbed out the game and get put back in at the 4th quarter, and guess what, man? It's the score is 70-35. We put a spanking on y'all boys. Man, going into our next game, I don't think they understand. After last week putting up 70, they're going to get 70 put on them too. I don't think they understand. I told them, hey, man, you don't know how much running we've been doing. We've been running hills, absolutely bear crawling 200. That means we've been doing 2 fields. Bear crawling for 2 fields. Yeah. I mean, hey, man, that has absolutely got us to where we don't want to lose ever again. But, man, catching the ball and on 1st and goal, catching a slant, man, hey, we are not going to play with you, ODU. It's already 21-0, and I mean, hey, that hard work that coaching them have us doing is paying off. It might hurt, but hey, we're absolutely going out there intense every game, burning them like that, and I could, and I would go all the way showboating because I don't even care about it no more. Fumble the ball, but guess what? I will pick it back up. He thought he was going to get it. I'm sitting there like a snowflake, but man, I'm on fire. But on 2nd and 8, man, absolutely catching another one. I'm just gone, bro. I'm just going all the way. I said goodbye. Guess what the score is? 77-20. I told you it was going to put up 70. So the conference championship game against Troy, man, I had that boy slipping and sliding. I don't care anything about the rain, but I caught it out of bounds, man. That was kind of L flex. But man, I absolutely routed him up again, but the ball went the other way. And on 3rd and 10, I had him burnt. And I mean, I was gone up that field. He could and he would high step. I didn't even get in, man. And that's my fault. On 2nd and goal, the ball didn't even get thrown to me. I gave away my touchdown. That's on me. But on 1st and 10, I hit him with an out route. But guess what? My teammates are absolutely going insane. They are eating these DBs alive. But on 1st and 10, I catch that ball across that middle and I cannon hurdle. Oh man, that is the greatest picture in history. And when I say fearless, that's what you mean, fearless. That boy is insane. Oh man, catching the touchdown. It's 28-21. I said, guess what? I'm not done hurdling over him. And I could, and I would with the speed that I have. Go and take this thing for 6 and just take over the whole ball game. Man, this is mine. Absolutely winning 56-28. We were not here to play with anyone. We will go win the Sun Belt Conference Championship, and man, we did it. Coastal Carolina, Sun Belt champions, and PEANUT Badookie wins Heisman. But after all of this, he has to do the right decision, man. You know, going back down and seeing what Clemson still has me, they has me on a bench, so I have to find a team that absolutely plays against Clemson. I'm going to show them who I am. Even after winning Heisman, they still don't want me. I was willing to come back to Clemson, but you all still will have me on that bench. So guess what? I'm going to demand a transfer and absolutely go to a school that plays against them. With PEANUT Badookie and Coastal Carolina being Sun Belt champions, and he's absolutely won Heisman, he wanted to transfer to SEC since Clemson still had him on the bench. I mean, his dream school was always Clemson, and yeah, I may be wrong because I wanted to go back, but man, I'm going to show them better than I could tell them by committing to Duke. But I was in for a turn. They absolutely signed me as the #1 wide receiver. Then I was wide receiver #5 after I signed that check. That's why you read before you sign, fellas. They absolutely got me. But man, going into the position battle early on, I already won the first one. And this drill right here is something that we call the zigzag. Get that 500, go get some more stamina. And this is how you make them get hit by that little spinning thing in the middle. I say, ooh, you got to catch me, buddy. You're too slow. Guess what? I'm going to take him around the wing of the rosy and make sure he get hit up as I go get some more stamina. And look, his other teammate think he gonna come, but I already know where it's gonna go, buddy. Let me go ahead and get this last 500 so I could win this as I could, and I would go get it. Oh man, they are coming after me, but guess what, buddy? I already got 1,500 points. Already won. Going into the last drill of the day, man, I had an RPO and I said, it's one-on-one hurling over you. You should have already known what I was gonna do. But I absolutely go on and win that position battle, and man, I absolutely was unprepared for my academics. I was more focused on football. Leadership was kind of low and something that I needed to pick up, and I had 7 skill points, and I literally wanted to use it on my route running. It was the lowest thing I had. But going into our first game, I was prepared to sit on the bench, man. I'm wide receiver #5. I mean, what do you expect? But man, look at that. I'm on the bench just sitting here just watching the game, and you know, this is the most boring thing ever. But guess what? I finally get my chance on 1st and 10, run a route, and I didn't get thrown the ball, and we're headed right back to the bench. But man, we going to win 29-26. But being that it was the next week, I was given another opportunity to move up that depth chart, which I should have been #1 from the start, but whatever. But absolutely getting that 500, getting some stamina, and trying to make this defender miss. I said, I'm just going to wait for the 500 to come to me. Why run to you if it's going to come to me, buddy? But absolutely already having 1,000 points, I'm just going to let him get hit and tossed around in circles and absolutely go get some stamina and say, I got one more to go get. Let's go get that 500. And I absolutely will with the speed that I have, and I go get it with bad intentions. I'm now showboating on these kids, but man, I get brought down, winning the first one. Now it's time for the wide receiver route tree. And oh man, look at that beautiful route as I go get this 500 to win that one. Now it's time for the wide receiver skeleton. And guess what? I'm absolutely going to catch that ball. Juke. Oh my, he went missing, but absolutely going to win the position battle. Going into the next game, I got on that field pretty early. It was already 7-0 on 39. I said, I'm just going to try to get us a first down, but the ball didn't even get thrown my way. It went right to my teammate, and he went down to score. So right back on the bench as I absolutely watched this score go all the way up, and man, I'm just on the bench all the way to the 4th quarter with 36 seconds as I run a slant route, catch that ball, and I could and I would get up that field. But man, we going to win another game. I mean, hey, I'm not contributing, but we're winning. We're going into our next game against UNC. I don't know what happened between my teammates, but coach started me early on in the game. I caught the ball for the first down, and on 1st and 10, I had a slant where I hurled up and showed them boys who I am. And on 1st and 15, I don't know if it was the rain or what, but I just didn't catch that ball, but I don't care. On that slant route, I made up for it as I took that thing all the way to the crib. And I told them boys, I'm going to put y'all to sleep. I don't care who you are. But on 1st and 10 on this streak route, I don't even know why he pressed me up like that. He better respect who Peanut Badookie is. I'm faster than Tyreek Hill. Look, he's pressing me again. And man, I'm like a cheat code as I strike down that field, and I could. And I would go all the way showboating on these kids and told them, hey, y'all know what time it is. I said I was going to put you to sleep the first time. You just didn't understand. But running another streak route on this DB, he needs to go to the sideline, coach. It's 28-27, and I look him in his face and tell him, you suck. But on 1st and 10, guess what? I run another one, and they said, no. The safety went over top that time, but guess what? If the safety don't get over that spin move, he's not going to stop me at all. But absolutely on 2nd and goal, I go get my last touchdown of the game. We go on to win 56-48, and man, I get player of the game with 6 total TDs and National Offensive Player of the Week. And when I say I went down that depth chart, I went from wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2 to wide receiver 1. I'm now the starting wide receiver. Going into our next game against Stanford, man, I ran like a little mini post route, caught that ball, and oh man, hurdle over him, and man, that was a great start to the game, and I'm not here to play with them. Oh man, I absolutely catch another one, and this time I wanted 6, but I didn't get in. Run a slant route and fell on the 1 and got taken out of the game. Come on, coach, you're supposed to give me my 6, but absolutely catching a slant. I said I'm gonna get this one this time and shoot the bow and arrow. But man, on 1st and 10, I said, guess what? I'm over there booming him. You all can't even see it, but I'm telling you, bam! I'm just absolutely like, bam! He's on the ground. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna wind him up. But absolutely on 1st and 10, running I don't even know what it's called. I hurdled in for another TD. But on 1st and 10, it's 35-14. Yeah, I'm going to say 1st and 10 every time, because every time he touches that rock, he's going to take it for 6. But man, he get hit out of bounds. But on 3rd and goal, running an out route, he will catch it. Tony Toe Tapper, absolutely. And tell them boys, yeah, I'm him. We going to win 56-14, and he ends the game off with 3 total TDs. Going into our next game against Wake Forest, I'm telling you, I hit this boy with a corner route, and I don't even know what that thing called, but boy, I got him fired up. I'll tell you that much. And on 2nd and 10, I ran a slant route, and I said, I'm not going to play with you. I'm a hurdle, but I get hit every time I hurdle. I got to keep going, man. I keep getting brought down every time I get hurdled, and he built me like that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get my get back on you, buddy. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely possession catch for 6, and man, I was fired up with my teammates. But on 2nd and 7, look at this DB. He just fell out of coverage. I mean, hey, I'm a little too fast, man. What he thought I was going to do, a comeback route or something? But me trying to showboat, I got put on the 1, and I said, give me the ball, man. Give my touchdown. And I absolutely did so. But man, oh, I hurdled over him, and it looked like a spin move was going to come, but no, it didn't. He absolutely just outran him. And on 1st and 10, guess what? I'm going to run a post, and I could. Oh, man, he knocked that ball down. Hold on, man. I ain't know my teammate caught the ball, so I said, you know what? I'm hating. You're not going to score. That pass was for me. But on 1st and 10, I ran a slant route, and guess what? I will catch it for 6. And on 1st and 10, I had him burnt off the rip. I said, let's go ahead and put the icing on the cake as I take it all the way for 6 and said, y'all know what it is. We going to win 57-50, and he gets player of the game with 6 total TDs. Going into our next game against Virginia, I ran a slant route, and that DB was nowhere to be found. I think they were running like a cover 2 zone, and I said, y'all know who I am. I'm Peanut Badookie. You can't run cover 2 against me, buddy, or you can't man press me up like that. I know what he's running. He's running Tampa 2. He's in the soft squad, so I'm going to eat him alive on that outside, but man, I dropped the ball. But on 3rd and 10, I got 1 man to beat. I said, you know what? I'm a hurdle over him. I really wanted to run through him, if you ask me, but I just hurdled up to save him some time. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely said, I'm going to burn him. I told them boys about pressing me up, so I'm going to take that thing to the crib every time. But on 1st and 10, I ran a post route, and guess what? I'm going to get missing out of there. You look at that number 26. Just look at the separation as he falls back in the back of the screen, and I will continue to go all the way for 6. We're going to win 70-32. Oh, man. I get player of the game with 7 total TDs. After 2 great games, going into our next game against NC NC State, man. I had a streak route, and he just didn't throw the ball, so I made it a post. Caught that ball, and man, I could break a tackle and get up that field, and he will go all the way and get missed and put the crown on his head because he is the king. But catching the RPO, man, I hit it back up that outside and hurdled over him, but he put me on my back. But on 1st and 10, I would run a slant route, and yes, sir, throw the ball. He just wouldn't throw it to me. I was wide open, and he chose to throw that, but luckily, I'm the great receiver that I am, and I caught the rock. But on 3rd and 18, bam, get on the ground, buddy. That's where you belong. Bam, get back down there. That's a double pancakey. But 21-7, 1st and 10, I could just beat him with the speed. I could have stiff-armed him. I could have spinned, but I said, no, I'm going to look back at you while I run all the way 4-6 and put the ball down. But it's 35-7. On 1st and goal, I will catch a toe tapper. Oh, man, we going to win another game. 49-24. Here's the game off for 4 total TDs. After another great game, we are ranked number 7 now. We're still undefeated. Failed to took our first loss, but I catch a post route, and I could. Oh, I'm celebrating. Spin move, and he absolutely got put down. I could have took him for 6. I know. Hurdle up. I just wanted it to be a little better, and absolutely wanted to work for it a little bit more as I go in the back of that end zone and toe tap my feet. But on 1st and 10, I could run another post route, and man, I'm going to hurdle over him and get put to the ground. But on 1st and goal, I catch that ball. Hurdle. Oh, man, I'm going to take it in 4-6. Oh, I was fired up. But on 3rd and 7, I just knew that was a cover 2, so I just sat there till the ball came and absolutely caught it for the touchdown. But on 1st and goal, I said, one man to beat. I got you. I tried to lower my shoulder and put it in his chest, and I said, salute. Game over. Going to win 59-17. Failing to lose a game, man. We're just out here dominating the whole ACC. I'm waiting for that Clemson game because I am going to go insane. You think I'm doing something now? That game, I'm absolutely going to take over, but going against Georgia Tech, it's already 21-7, and why would I possession catch that? I could have took it for 6 by hitting the square button, but absolutely said I was going to take it for 6 by running this out route, and he could, and he would look behind him, dive in that end zone, and say, catch up, because you all are not catching me at all. But he could, and he would go with the elusive speed that he has. This man is incredible. But man, he said, where are you at? Nowhere to be found, buddy. But calling for that ball again, man, I was wide open, dove, and still got it, man. That was a 1st down. But on 3rd and 4, I got that ball back, and you see how I juked and weaved and got up that field. But we win another game, 77-26. We are blowing these teams out. The game in revenge against Clemson, man. It didn't start off too well, but man, we were just fired up to be out there. It was already 10-0. The QB wasn't throwing the ball my way. I think he was kind of hating on me. He didn't want me to shine against Clemson, or he wanted us to lose or something. This game had to be paid for because he wasn't passing me the ball. But man, I'm wide open, but I threw him on the ground. I remember you, number 20. I used to route you up in practice. But we finally go for 6, and I catch a little RPO. Man, let's get missing. Oh, get off of me. Yes, sir. Let's get up that field for a little couple yards. But on 3rd and 12, I'm wide open. The QB's throwing it other places, and we're still scoring, so I'm not really tripping. It's 21-24. Joke. Oh, hurdle. Oh, man. Oh, boy, Peanut Badookie is finna open up a can. But on 1st and 10, he runs up post, and he could, and he would go all the way for 6. He is not here to play. He's going to put them boys to sleep. It's over with. After he does this emote right here, that means he's going to take over the whole game. On a post route, he could, and he would with the speed that he has, go all the way for 6, and that's all he had to do. We're going to win 56-39. Revenge. But man, it feels good for a team that always puts you on the bench and, you know, just never give you a chance to see the field. And I know it hurts. Yeah, I know their coaching staff is really hurt. You know, a player that you had on the bench all of those years, actually a Heisman winner, man. I won Heisman. I did it all and still wanted to come back. And guess what? You all didn't want me there. So guess what? I had to get revenge and absolutely whoop you. But going into our next game against Boston College, man, we started off intense, 21-7, and that was a beautiful route. I got one man to beat, and I could, and I would go all the way 4-6. And man, get off of me, man. I told the crowd, y'all know who house this is. It's mine, Badookie. The Badookies is taking over every team in college football. I promise by the end of this, the Badookies will play for every team in college. And it's about 150, so we're going to take over. But on 39, he could, and he would go all the way, showboating, putting a crown on his head. 4-6. We won 63-20, and we got invited to the ACC championship. But man, getting to go to the ACC conference championship and the Clemson not making it, man, that just made my day right there. But man, it didn't start off well against Florida State. We got a safety the first drive, and guess what? A safety the second drive. These boys came out intense. I catch the ball. Look how many players are to that ball. But guess what? I don't care because I'm getting up that field throwing their best players on the ground. But on second and 10, I caught that ball, but I'm not gonna lie, he was a little strong, so I dropped it. But on third and 10, I motioned it over and absolutely will have an out route. I could, and I would catch that ball, get up that field with bad intentions, but I get hit. But on first and 10, I said, throw me the ball, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. He didn't throw me the ball. He threw it to my teammate, and he will go all the way for 6. But on third and 13, I ran an out route, and man, that ball was just out of bounds. But on third and 15, it's now 31-17. We are getting whooped, and we cannot lose this ball game. But on second and goal, you know who's going to go in for 6? I don't know how he caught it, but he did. But we lose the ACC Conference Championship, and man, he gets Player of the Year. But this is the end. He gets Heisman again. First team all ACC. This was the year, man. But y'all let me know in the comments, will he just go to Madden or will he have another year? After not getting a chance from Clemson my freshman year, I absolutely hit the transfer portal and committed to Duke and absolutely had a great season. And guess what? We had the Clemson Tigers on our schedule, and guess what we did? We put a spanking to them boys. And guess what? I went back down to see if I could transfer back to them because I would have gave them another chance. But guess what? My projected role is now a walk-on. That's what I wanted. And after making the biggest decision of my life of coming back to college football, I was going to absolutely transfer just for the fun of it. But I said, you know what? Duke gave me that chance, so I'm going to go back to Duke and hopefully we play Clemson again. But I'm already graduated. My academics are on top of everything. But man, going into our first game against Wake Forest, I will catch it across that middle early on, and he could, and he would. Oh man, breaking tackles early on, man. Peanut Badookie is not here to play, but he runs an out route, waiting for the ball, but he gets intercepted. Man, that was just sad. But man, on second and 10, I motioned in. I said, let me route him up because it looks like they're in some type of cover 6. I don't know what it is, but I will drop the ball. But on third and 10, I will run a post route, and man, I got to drop down because I'm not going to lie. College football, they hit kind of hard and it hurts. So, you know, you kind of got to get down. But man, I absolutely almost caught a streak route. And like I told you earlier, you might just want to spam that X button because guess what? Every time you get hit and you catch the ball, it might just fly out. And I don't want to say where it's going to go because it's going to go far. You know what I mean by far. But absolutely on first and 10, breaking a tackle and getting that first down. On first and goal, I will catch another one, but get hit. Like I said, possession, catch that ball. I'm telling you, he don't possession catch again, I'm going to tell coach to send me to the bench. But absolutely on first and 10, why would the QB throw this in double coverage like this, man? That was just terrible. And I mean, Peanut Badookie is just having a rough game to start it off, man. But on second and 10, he said he's going to go up and get it. No, he will not. I told you to possession catch that ball, Peanut. But on third and 25, he will hit that outside, got one man, and yeah, show him how strong I was. I don't care how small I am, I will run through you. But on third and 17th, man, I just don't know what's going on. But on first and 10, he will catch a post and make up for everything. Rock the baby to sleep, and I think he's finally getting in the groove of everything. On first and 10, takes it for a first down, and we're going to win 28-14. What a great game. He gets player of the game with 2 TDs. Going into our next game against FCS Midwest, it's time to put an end to you all. You're FCS school, buddy. You suck. But guess what? I catch a post route for a first down, and on first and 10, I catch another one, and man, they're just throwing me to the ground. What did I do to y'all? Going and putting matters into my own hands. I said, I'm gonna go get that ball, spin move, and get up that field with bad intentions. But on first and 10, I guess it was the rain, but I had him slipping and sliding. He needs to pick his feet up. But on third and 13th, I ran a post route, and man, I caught it for the first down. But on first and 10, guess what? I had an out route, toe tapper. Oh man, another first down, and on second and 3, I catch that ball. Oh, hurdle up, but I got rocked. But on first and 10, I absolutely was wide open, but I accidentally hit possession catch. Man, I could have been gone. But on second and 10, I absolutely catch it, and man, he about broke my back. But on first and 10, I ran another post route, catch that ball, and I just keep going down for some reason. Man, I could get more yards if I wouldn't go down like that, but I'm rocking the baby to sleep, and I actually told y'all why I'm going down like that. It's because when you catch that ball, you might just get rocked, and I don't know what I'm doing out there, but I catch that ball right there. Oh man, I get bammed. What did I tell you all? And absolutely got on the fumble. We win 35-0. He ends the game off with 2 total TDs with player of the game. Being ranked number 6 early on in the season and getting to the groove with our first 2 wins, man, we was going into our next game against Jacksonville State. I was absolutely going to put some fear in their heart as I ran a slant route, caught that ball, and said, I want that ball. But on third and 10, I said, give it to me, and I dropped it. Come on, baby. So I ran a streak route and said, I'm going to make up for it and go up and get that ball, and he could, and he would go all the way 4-6 and put the crown on his head because he's the king of this football thing, man. I mean, he's a Badookie, but guess what? He got risk of injury, man. He was out for the entire game. And man, guess what? We lose our first game because they didn't have Peanut Badookie. He just came off with 1 total TD. Man, that just sucks. So taking that devastating loss with the devastating injury that I had, going into this next game against Notre Dame, we have to come out intense, and I absolutely did so. But on 1st and 10, the QB threw a stupid pass. He absolutely threw an interception. I don't know why you would throw it, but I will catch the ball. I told you I'm a possession catcher every time. But on 1st and 10, I had him beat, so I didn't possession that time. I took that thing to the crib and put it on his head top. But on 1st and 10, I ran a little mini post, hurdled over him, and man, that was just beautiful. But on 1st and 10, I could, oh man, get loose, juke. Oh, he will get up that field with bad intentions. And on 2nd and 4, I have one man to beat, and I said I'm gonna go and put it on his head top. But guess what? I didn't get it before half. I was talking my trash. But on 3rd and inches, I absolutely catch another one and got that 1st down. But oh man, I mean, would you just look at that release? But man, he catches that ball, breaks a tackle, have one man to beat, and he will get brought down. But on 2nd and goal, that's what you call a boom, and make sure your quarterback goes in for 6. That was beautiful. But on 2nd and 10, I like to attack the middle. That's something I like to do, but I'm not gonna lie, they hit me to the ground, and the injury of this game was severe. So I had to go back to the bench, and guess what, buddy? I was out for the whole game. We going to lose another game, and I end the game off with 1 total TD. Man, it's like week after week, my body's been hurting. So you know what I had to do, man? I had to use all my skill points just on my health. It's not like I have to go to school anymore. So I mean, hey, what is there to lose? But man, starting off our game against the Miami Hurricanes didn't start off well. We threw an interception, and guess what? They took that thing for 6. They are nothing to play with. So I went and got a 1st down and said, we will not be stopped. And on 1st and 10, I catch it across that middle, hurdle up, and it got bimmed. That was terrible. But on 1st and 10, I ran a post route, catch that ball, and we'll go get the TD. And man, I was fired up. And on 1st and 10, I said, I got him beat. Throw me that ball, and I'm going to go deliver. And I did not deliver. But on 2nd and 10, I will catch a diving catch. That was beautiful. And on 1st and 10, I'm just there to find creases. I'm finding all these open spots and calling for that rock. And I could, and I would cut that thing up that field and go get that touchdown. He is not here to play. Peanut Badookie is a fool. And man, guess what? There's another interception, and he's just absolutely celebrating like there's no tomorrow. So I said, you know what? I tried to run another route, and then this number 19 gonna pick it off. And man, they are absolutely just fired up. And look, he's just saying goodbye to us. But I said it's not over. 21 to 14th, I catch that rock and get bimmed. But on 2nd and goal, I said, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. I absolutely get down and shoot the bow and arrow because we're gonna score. But on 2nd and 3, spin move. Oh man, he's getting up that field with bad intentions. But look at that release. And on 3rd and goal, I had him beaten. I absolutely catch that rock and said, we are not gonna lose this game. 28-28 in overtime. I went to go get that ball and said, hurdle up for 6, and we'll absolutely go win the game-winning touchdown. He gets player of the game with 5 total TDs. So with a clutch-up win from Peanut Badookie last week, yeah, Peanut Badookie, it was him that won us that game. And absolutely going into our next game against Washington, this has to be a blowout as well. Starting off intense, I don't know why it's a question mark above my head, but guess what? As soon as I got hit like that, I had a severe heart problem, and the heart is nothing to play with, man. So guess what? I will absolutely get sent to that bench. We going to win the game by 4, but I only had, what, 2 receptions? But after every game I go into, and it's like I'm getting hurt every game, that could have a big deal to do with the Heisman and my draft stock. That could absolutely drop from me getting hurt so much, and I don't know what's going on this year, or should I even have came back? But it's absolutely kind of hurting Peanut Badookie. But man, he absolutely couldn't locate the ball, and he was getting frustrated. But on 3rd and 10, catching that rock, he absolutely got slung to the ground. But on 2nd and 10, he runs a post route, and guess what? He will get missing and absolutely just dove in the end zone. But on 1st and 10, getting a good release off of that line, he could, and he would show off his speed and look back and say, catch up. No, you can't. I'm too fast. But on 1st and 10, catching, oh, he didn't catch it yet, but the ball got thrown. Juke. Oh man, spin move. Spin move. Oh man, get off of me, and he could and he would try to get loose, and man, he's fired up. But on 1st and 10, he catches a streak route in with the speed that he has. He's gonna break loose in the rain and take that thing all the way for 6. But on 1st and 10, it's 28 to 13th, and they like, Peanut Badookie, calm down. No, I'm keeping my foot on the pedal. I'm tired of getting hurt. I'm tired of everything going wrong. We gotta win some ball games. So it's 31 to 13th, and man, I hurdled over him and got bimmed by the legs, took ACL MCL out. I didn't kind of like that. But man, I went to go get it. Tony Toe Tapper with another touchdown, winning 52-23. And I ended the game off a player of the game with 4 total TDs. Going into our next game against Louisville, man, on 1st and 10, I will catch that ball. And you seen as soon as he got that ball, the speed that he gained, he absolutely took off and said, hey, this is my house. I gotta put on. And on 1st and 10, he will absolutely get a slam route. Oh man, made a miss and I could, and I would go for a 6 and dove in that end zone. But on 2nd and 10, I said, throw me that rock and I'm gonna go get it. And I'm gonna go take that thing 4-6. Absolutely did so. And on 3rd and inches, man, I'm just gonna rack it up, Juke. Oh man, they are absolutely trying to rally the ball, but they just can't. And on 3rd and inches, I will catch a toe tapper and just do my little dance. But on 1st and 10, I ran a streak route, and man, these boys cannot keep up today. I don't know what's going on, but I absolutely took it all the way for 6 and showboating and absolutely trolling that kid. But I almost put it on his head top, but we still going to win 49-35, and here's the game off with 5 total TDs. Going into our next game against the UNC Chapel Hill. It's time to absolutely take the bell. It's our year. We're going to take it home. But on 2nd and 9, I will catch that rocket. Now there was an impressive catch. And on 2nd and 4, man, I tried to catch another one, but he intercepts that ball, and man, with the speed that he has, I think he might just be gone. Oh, no, he will not go all the way. But on 1st and 10, I had a slant route and got the first down and a little bit more. But on 1st and 10, I said, throw that ball up, and man, he's supposed to lob it over his head. He didn't do so, so guess what? The ball is intercepted, QB. That's on you. But on 4th and 2, I just wanted to get that first down. So now on 1st and 10, I said, throw me that rock. I'm going to break tackles, get another first down. And on 3rd and 3, that was my drive. I take it all the way 4-6. But guess what, fellas? We going to win by 3 points. Barely won that one, and absolutely ends the game off of 1 total TD. And they said there's a bug going around campus. I am not going to be on campus, buddy. I'm going to stay in my room and lock that door. Going into the next week against Stanford, man, it's a bug going around, so I don't know how good Peanut Badookie is going to play because, hey, man, I'm at the facility every day and there's no avoiding my teammates. So I will go on and score, and it hasn't affected me yet. But absolutely on 1st and 10, he overthrew me the ball, man. The QB has not been getting along this year, man. This is the new QB, and man, I got hit out of bounds and had a severe injury again, and we going to lose the ball game. I know, man. I think it's the bug, bro. It's something in his heart that they said. I don't know, but yeah. After being hurt like 4 times this season, man, going into our next game against Florida State, man, they are 6 and 4, and I'm not gonna lie, their crowd pulse is shaking in here, man. Peanut Badookie absolutely is shaking to his boots as well. I mean, the crowd is so loud, but he absolutely gets a first down, and on 1st and 10, he's gonna route this safety up and say, catch up, number 14. I'm sorry, you can't. I forgot. And absolutely stiff arm number 4 to the goalpost, put the ball on the floor as in disrespect, and I don't think I should have did that there, but hey, man, it is what it is. And on 1st and 10, I catch that ball, hurdle over him, and man, I'm finna have a fantastic game. It's 13-20. I catch that rock again, and man, I could and I would go down. But on 2nd and 10, I have a question mark over my head. Then why do you throw the ball? If I have a question mark over my head, then why throw the ball, man? But we go on and lose the ball game 20-13. After all of the losses we took, man, we are now 7 and 4, and this just started off terrible against Pitt, man. They're over here dunking the ball into the goals and all types of things, man. And on 1st and 10, I said, let's get something started, but it just wasn't going our way. And on 2nd and 5, I catch that. No, I didn't. I was wide open, but that middle linebacker lurked the ball, and I just didn't even see him there. I don't know why this QB's throwing it. I mean, why, bro? But on 1st and 10, I absolutely bounce it back outside, and I could get a first down. And on 1st and 10, man, he will lurk that ball again. So I said, you know what, man? I'm not taking this. I'm finna turn up. And on 2nd and 10, I absolutely catch that ball, get the first down, and said, let's do it, man. On 1st and 10, I absolutely catch another one. And on 3rd and 10, I said, throw me the rock up. Went to go get it. 1-foot touchdown. They called a penalty. It was pass interference on the defense, so it was a touchdown. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely caught the ball, and I said, on 2nd and 3, let me go get another one, because we might get whooped 61-21, but I did my job. Getting a message from a reporter, as your career's coming to a close, how do you reflect on your college experience? And I said, when I think of where I was when I started first year to where I am now, I laugh about things like that. Man, my freshman year, I didn't even play. But man, winning Heisman again was a blessing, and absolutely being 8 and 5, we would had a trash season, man, and it's time for me to move on. Peanut Badookie is entering the NFL draft. Drop in the comments down below, where will he get drafted, and will he be a top pick in the NFL draft? You let me know.